Elon Musk is a man who seems to do the impossible.
埃隆·马斯克是一位似乎能做到不可能的男人。
From sending rockets to space to changing the way we drive with electric cars, his story is one of big ideas and bold moves.
从将火箭送入太空到改变我们驾驶的方式，他的故事充满了大胆的创意与行动。
But what pushes him to take such huge risks?
那么，究竟是什么让他敢于冒险？
Open the book and explore the moments, challenges, and brilliant mind behind the world's most daring entrepreneur.
翻开书本，了解这位大胆企业家的背后故事、挑战与天才。
Welcome to Learn English Through Book Summary, where we explore the best English books together. As we absorb knowledge, we also improve our English skills. At the end, we'll share a golden quote. Great books will always accompany your growth and are worth listening to over and over again. 欢迎来到听书学英语，在这里我们一起探索最佳的英文原版书籍，在吸取知识的同时提高英语水平。末尾送上金句，优秀的书籍会一直陪您成长，值得反复收听哦。Today, we're exploring the book /Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson.
今天我们探索的书籍是《马斯克传》，作者华特·艾萨克森。
Chapter 1: The Early Days, a Young Dreamer.
第一章：早年时光，一位年轻的梦想家。
Elon Musk was born in South Africa, far away from the bright lights of Silicon Valley.
埃隆·马斯克出生在南非，远离硅谷的璀璨灯光。
As a kid, he wasn't like everyone else.
小时候，他与其他孩子不同。
While other kids were playing soccer or hanging out, Elon was buried in books.
当其他孩子在踢足球或闲逛时，埃隆却埋头读书。
He loved reading about science fiction and space.
他喜欢阅读关于科幻和太空的书籍。
But there was something even more interesting. He was obsessed with solving problems.
但有件事更为有趣，他痴迷于解决问题。
When he was just 12, Elon created his very first computer game, Blaster.
当埃隆只有12岁时，他创造了他的第一个计算机游戏 Blaster。
It was a simple space game, but it showed how determined he was.
那是一个简单的太空游戏，但它展示了他有多么坚定。
He sold the game for $500 to a magazine.
他把这个游戏以$500卖给了一本杂志。
Imagine that, he was barely a teenager and already making money off his own creation.
想象一下，他还不到青少年年龄，却已经通过自己的创作赚钱了。
But life wasn't easy for Elon.
但是埃隆的生活并不容易。
His parents divorced when he was young, and he had to face bullies at school.
他的父母在他年幼时离婚，他还不得不在学校面对霸凌。
Yet his love for technology grew stronger.
然而，他对技术的热爱变得越来越强烈。
Little did anyone know, this shy, awkward boy would grow up to change the world in ways no one could predict.
谁也没想到，这个腼腆、笨拙的男孩最终会以一种无人预测的方式改变世界。
Chapter 2: Making a Big Leap to America and Beyond.
第二章：大跳跃，踏足美国及更远的地方。
Elon knew that to make his big dreams come true, he needed to be in the right place.
埃隆知道， 要实现自己的伟大梦想，他需要处于正确的地方。
So, at 17, he moved to Canada and then to the United States to study at the University of Pennsylvania.
因此，17岁时，他移居加拿大，之后又到美国宾夕法尼亚大学学习。
But even before finishing school, Elon's entrepreneurial journey had already begun.
但在完成学业之前，埃隆的创业之旅已经开始。
He dropped out of Stanford after just 2 days to launch Zip2, a company that helped newspapers get online.
他在斯坦福大学仅待了2天就辍学，去创办了 Zip2， 一家帮助报纸上网的公司。
It wasn't glamorous at first, but after a few years, he sold it for nearly $300 million. That was just the beginning.
一开始这并不光彩，但几年后，他以近3亿美元将其出售。这只是开始。
Chapter 3: SpaceX: Reaching for the Stars.
第3章 SpaceX 追逐星辰大海。
After making millions with Zip2, Elon didn't decide to kick back and retire.
通过 Zip2 赚了数百万后，埃隆并没有选择休息和退休。
Instead, he took a huge risk. He started SpaceX, a company with the goal of making space travel cheaper and easier.
相反，他冒着巨大的风险创办了 SpaceX， 一家旨在让太空旅行变得更便宜、更容易的公司。
Most people thought he was crazy.
大多数人认为他疯了。
After all, he was competing against NASA and big companies with billions of dollars.
毕竟，他是在与拥有数十亿美元的大公司和 NASA 竞争。
But Elon's determination and ideas were too powerful to ignore.
但埃隆的决心和想法强大到无法忽视。
The first few rockets failed.
最初几枚火箭都失败了。
And when the third one exploded, many thought it was over.
当第3枚火箭爆炸时，许多人认为一切都结束了。
But Elon didn't give up.
但埃隆没有放弃。
He invested his own money into SpaceX to keep it alive.
他将自己的钱投入到 SpaceX， 继续维持公司的运转。
In 2008, the company succeeded, and it changed the world.
2008年，公司成功了，这改变了世界。
SpaceX was the first private company to launch a rocket to the International Space Station.
SpaceX 成为了第一家将火箭送上国际空间站的私人公司。
It proved that even the biggest dreams can come true if you don't give up.
它证明了，如果你不放弃，即使是最宏大的梦想也能成真。
Chapter 4: Tesla: Electrifying the Future.
第4章，特斯拉点亮未来的电能革命。
Next up, Elon decided to take on the car industry.
接下来，埃隆决定挑战汽车行业。
But not just any cars, electric ones.
但不仅仅是任何汽车，而是电动汽车。
Everyone told him electric cars were impossible.
每个人都告诉他，电动汽车是不可能的。
They don't have enough range, they said. They'll never be cool.
他们续航不足，他们说，他们永远不会酷。
But Elon believed that electric cars could be not only better for the environment but also faster, cooler, and more fun to drive.
但埃隆相信，电动汽车不仅对环境更好，还可以更快、更酷，开起来更有趣。
He took a big gamble and bought Tesla, a company that was barely alive.
他做出了一个大赌注，收购了几乎濒临破产的特斯拉。
With his vision, Tesla turned into the biggest name in electric vehicles, proving that cars didn't have to run on gas to be fast and stylish.
凭借他的远见，特斯拉成为了电动汽车领域的最大品牌，证明了汽车不必依赖汽油就能既快速又时尚。
The road wasn't smooth, though.
然而，路并不平坦。
Tesla faced massive setbacks.
特斯拉经历了巨大的挫折。
For years, the company was in danger of collapsing.
多年来，公司濒临破产。
But Elon wasn't the kind of person who would let a challenge stop him.
但埃隆不是那种会被挑战吓倒的人。
He took big risks, sometimes too big, but every time, he found a way to push through.
他承担了巨大的风险，有时风险太大，但每次他都找到突破的方法。
Was there a bigger mission driving him than just making money?
是否有比赚钱更宏大的使命在驱动他？
Chapter 5: Solar City, Clean Energy for the Planet.
第5章 Solar City 为地球带来洁净能源。
Elon's dreams didn't stop with cars or rockets.
埃隆的梦想不仅限于汽车或火箭。
He also wanted to solve one of the world's biggest problems, climate change.
他还想解决世界上最大的一个问题——气候变化。
So, he helped start Solar City, a company aimed at getting solar energy into homes.
因此，他帮助创办了 Solar City， 一家旨在将太阳能引入家庭的公司。
Many people thought solar was too expensive or unreliable.
许多人认为太阳能太贵或不可靠。
But Elon wasn't going to stop just because something was hard.
但埃隆不会因为困难而停止。
The idea was simple. If more people use clean energy, it would reduce pollution and save the planet.
这个想法很简单，如果更多的人使用清洁能源，就能减少污染并拯救地球。
Over time, Solar City became one of the biggest solar companies in America.
随着时间的推移 ，Solar City 成为了美国最大的太阳能公司之一。
But, as with all of his ventures, there were bumps along the way.
但是，和他所有的事业一样，途中也有很多波折。
The company had financial struggles and critics said the idea wouldn't work.
公司面临财务困难，批评者说这个想法行不通。
Yet again, Elon's persistence kept Solar City growing, and it helped set the stage for his later ventures with energy storage, such as the Powerwall.
然而，埃隆的坚持使 Solar City 持续增长，也为他后来在能源存储领域的事业，如 Powerwall 奠定了基础。
Chapter 6: The Future, Mars and Beyond.
第6章：未来。火星与更远的星辰。
Elon's biggest goal has always been to get humans to Mars.
埃隆最大的目标一直是让人类登上火星。
It sounds like a fantasy, right?
听起来像是一个幻想，对吧？
But when you think about it, maybe it's not so crazy after all.
但仔细想想，也许这并不是那么疯狂。
If we're going to survive as a species, we might need to spread out into space.
如果我们要作为一个物种生存下去，也许我们需要扩展到太空。
SpaceX is working on a giant rocket called Starship that's designed to carry people to Mars and beyond.
SpaceX 正在研发一枚名为星号 Starship 星号的巨大火箭，旨在将人类送上火星甚至更远的地方。
Elon has already started thinking about what life would look like on Mars.
埃隆已经开始思考火星上的生活会是什么样子。
Chapter 7: The Personal Side of Musk, a Complex Man.
第7章：马斯克的个人面相，一位复杂的人物。
While Elon Musk was making history with SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity, his personal life was often just as dramatic.
在埃隆·马斯克通过 SpaceX、特斯拉和 SolarCity 创造历史的同时，他的个人生活常常同样充满戏剧性。
Elon wasn't the type to relax in front of a TV or take vacations.
埃隆不是那种会在电视前放松或者去度假的人。
His focus on his work was almost obsessive, sometimes to a fault.
他对工作的专注几乎达到了痴迷的程度，有时甚至到了不健康的地步。
This single-mindedness didn't just make him a genius entrepreneur, it also made him hard to understand.
这种一心一意不仅让他成为了天才的企业家，也让他变得难以理解。
Elon had some difficult relationships.
埃隆的个人关系也有些困难。
His marriages and family life were full of challenges.
他的婚姻和家庭生活充满了挑战。
It seemed like, at times, he would push away people who cared about him, all for the sake of his grand plans.
有时看起来他为了自己的宏大计划会推开那些关心他的人。
He had been married twice, and his relationships were often strained by his relentless work ethic.
他曾结过2次婚，而他的工作狂热常常使得这些关系变得紧张。
In fact, he famously tweeted once, "The road to success is paved with failure, loneliness, and long hours of hard work."
事实上，他曾在推特上著名地写道：“成功的道路是由失败、孤独和长时间的辛勤工作铺就的。”
But there was something fascinating about how Elon could be so driven, yet so isolated.
但有一件事令人着迷，埃隆虽然如此全力以赴，却也如此孤独。
Was he just chasing the future? Or did he feel like there was no time to waste?
他是在追逐未来吗？还是他觉得没有时间浪费？
Many people close to him, including former wives and friends, remarked on how intense and even cold he could be.
许多与他亲近的人，包括前妻和朋友，都提到过他有时是多么的强烈，甚至冷酷。
Yet, beneath that hardness, there was also a deeply caring side to Elon.
然而，在那种冷酷之下，埃隆也有着极为关心他人的一面。
Is he a man whose personal life was sacrificed for a larger mission?
他是一个为了更大的使命而牺牲个人生活的人吗？
Chapter 8: The Genius of Failure, Embracing Setbacks.
第8章：失败的智慧，拥抱挫折。
It's easy to think that Elon Musk's path to success was smooth sailing.
人们很容易认为埃隆·马斯克的成功之路是一帆风顺的。
After all, he created some of the world's most innovative companies.
毕竟，他创造了世界上一些最具创新性的公司。
But the truth is, he faced countless failures, financial problems, and near collapses of his businesses.
但事实是，他经历了无数次的失败、财务问题和企业濒临倒闭的情况。
For example, in 2008, the economy crashed, and both SpaceX and Tesla were in danger of folding.
例如，在2008年，经济崩溃 ，SpaceX 和特斯拉都面临破产的危机。
In one of the most dramatic moments of his career, Elon was down to his last $30 million, an amount that barely covered the costs for both companies to survive.
在他职业生涯中最戏剧化的时刻之一， 埃隆只剩下3000万美元，这个数额几乎无法维持两家公司继续生存下去。
He was faced with an impossible choice: continue sinking his money into these ventures or give up.
他面临着一个几乎不可能的选择：继续投入资金，还是放弃。
And what did he do? He pushed on. He took a risk that could have ruined him, and it paid off.
他做了什么？他继续前行，承担了一个可能会毁掉他的风险，但最终得到了回报。
SpaceX had already launched several rockets, and all of them had exploded.
SpaceX 已经发射了几枚火箭，而且所有的火箭都爆炸了。
The world was watching, waiting for Elon to fail.
全世界都在看，等待埃隆的失败。
Many industry experts were sure that he was just throwing away his money.
许多行业专家确信他只是在浪费钱。
But instead of listening to the critics, Elon used their doubts as fuel to keep going.
但埃隆并没有听取批评者的意见，反而把他们的怀疑当作燃料继续前行。
In a final attempt to save SpaceX, he personally financed the company's next rocket launch.
为了挽救 SpaceX， 他亲自为公司下一次的火箭发射提供资金。
If that mission failed, it was over.
如果那次任务失败，一切都完了。
But the rocket soared, and SpaceX became the first privately funded company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station in 2012.
但火箭成功升空 ，SpaceX 成为了2012年第一家将航天器送往国际空间站的私营公司。
It was a game changer.
这彻底改变了游戏规则。
Chapter 9: Tesla's Road to Dominance, Defying the Odds.
第9章：特斯拉的崛起之路，挑战不可能。
Tesla was an even bigger gamble.
特斯拉是一个更大的赌博。
The electric car market was small, and many people didn't believe electric cars could ever compete with traditional gasoline-powered cars.
电动汽车市场很小，许多人不相信电动汽车能够与传统的汽油车竞争。
People said that electric cars would never have the range, speed, or luxury of gas cars.
人们说，电动汽车永远无法达到汽油车的续航、速度或豪华性。
But Elon didn't listen to the doubters.
但埃隆没有听信那些怀疑者。
The road to making the Tesla Model S was far from easy.
制造特斯拉 Model S 的过程远非易事。
In the early days, Tesla faced severe financial challenges, including production delays, quality issues, and massive amounts of debt.
在早期，特斯拉面临着严峻的财务挑战，包括生产延误、质量问题和巨额债务。
Investors were nervous, and people questioned if Elon's dream of transforming the car industry was ever going to happen.
投资者感到紧张，人们质疑埃隆改变汽车产业的梦想是否会实现。
But then, something incredible happened.
但随后发生了令人难以置信的事情。
Tesla's Model S, a sleek electric car with cutting-edge technology, hit the market in 2012, and it was an instant success.
特斯拉的 Model S， 一款时尚的电动汽车，搭载尖端技术，于2012年上市，并且迅速取得了成功。
It was faster, safer, and more efficient than any gas-powered car on the road.
它比任何一辆汽油车都更快、更安全、更高效。
Even more impressively, Elon made sure the Model S didn't just serve as an eco-friendly car, It was a luxury car that people wanted to drive.
更令人印象深刻的是，埃隆确保 Model S 不仅是环保车，它还是一辆人们想要星号驾驶的豪华车。
The Model S wasn't just a green vehicle, it was cool.
Model S 不仅仅是一辆环保车，它是酷星号的。
It became a status symbol, and suddenly, everyone was talking about Tesla.
它成为了身份象征，突然间，所有人都在谈论特斯拉。
However, even after this success, Tesla wasn't out of the woods.
然而，即使在取得了这个成功后，特斯拉依然未能脱离困境。
The company's future still looked uncertain, with Elon's critics watching eagerly, waiting for Tesla to collapse.
公司未来依然充满不确定性，埃隆的批评者们都在焦急地等待着特斯拉的崩溃。
But Elon kept pushing ahead, introducing new models like the Model 3 and Model X, and Tesla began to change the entire auto industry.
但埃隆继续推进，推出了 Model 3和 Model X 等新车型，特斯拉开始改变整个汽车行业。
The biggest question of all remains, what's next for Elon Musk?
最大的一个问题仍然是，埃隆·马斯克接下来会做什么？
While other entrepreneurs struggled to develop a worldview, he developed a cosmic view.
当其他企业家努力形成一种世界观时，他却形成了一种宇宙观。
Thanks for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing books.
谢谢收看，订阅以便不错过更多精彩好书。